Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to be setting the main account on a week-long project to go and obtain my own Sashbrush. So this is the new Archeology offhand, which you can get from the Demonheim Warp Depths area. And basically what you need to do is basically excavate the excavation spots until you actually get lucky enough to get them. It's very similar to how the spear tip works in the Bandos area. But what I'm going to do is clear out my archaeology sort of material bank of any of the items related to that spot and see how much profit I can make from a stint of AFK archaeology for the best part of a week. So the reason I'm doing this is because I am now back from Italy. I am back for a week and then I'm going back to Italy. But I don't really have any projects for the main account to do. The main account is always there to get some money. It's always there to make some money. So what I've decided to do is I want to get this Sashbrush, but I don't want to pay for it because, you know, if I can do an AFK activity and get it myself, I may as well go and try that as well. So we're going to use this as a little test to see how much archaeology XP I can get without doing the artifact. I'm not going to do the artifacts just yet. At the end, once we've either done the week-long stint of archaeology or when I've actually got the Sashbrush's components, I'll decide whether it's worth actually upgrading and restoring the artifacts and then converting them into materials, or whether it's just worth selling the materials for the price they are anyway. Now, because a lot of people are camping this spot, the high tier spot, the materials related to it, which are going to be the dragon metal, which is the main one which took a hit, soapstone, orphan glass and gold rune, a lot of them have gone down in price. So I'll just see which one works best, whether it's worth doing for the materials or worthwhile doing for the invention components. So that's basically going to be this episode. We're going to be on a little bit of an AFK grind, see just how much profit we can make and also how easy are these sort of pieces to obtain, with the benefit of how good the Sashbrush is, which I don't know yet because I've not tested it. Is it worth just going out and buying it from the off, or is it worth actually going to AFK and then making a little bit of money on the side as well for that? So the Sashbrush is currently 3 pieces to get, and then you convert it into Balarak's Sashbrush. It has a grand exchange price of sort of 68 mil, but I don't think it's going to be that price. So once we go and do like the final like material setup and stuff, I'll actually spend some GP and test the prices for each component. And then that way as well, we can sort of see like what bonus you're going to earn from being at archaeology anyway. Because it's something which will really bump up the price of being at this spot. So the war tip spot, because you had the ability to get the spear tip, really bumped up going to that spot. And a lot of people camped the spear tip spot just for that reason. Like the materials you're getting from the spot are good, which from here, they're okay. And again, I might debate going to see the other spots as well, but I don't think there's enough like combining of decent material. I think from this spot you get orgone, and from this spot over here you get compass row, the felt, and the carbon black, which might actually be a little bit of a better spot. But here you have your best chance of getting the Sashbrush. So I don't know. Like, I'm basically here to AFK while I make videos on the other accounts. Again, the free-to-play account really has taken off, so I need to go and spend some time and attention on that, which is why doing something like a little AFK here will not be the worst thing in the world. So I didn't expect that to happen. That is the Sashbrush's head drop. Literally 5 to 10 minutes after I sort of signed out for that. Like, I was literally just about to start Market Watch, and it comes up in your chat that you've received the head drop, which is pretty good. Now, that is actually our second one. I actually got one yesterday, but I was going to include it at some point because I actually didn't have the clip. I was going to show you guys when I banked anyway, but this is actually 2 out of 3 drops we've got, which is crazy. Like, I thought these were going to be a little bit more. I say this now, and I'm going to go absolutely dry on the third one, but yeah, like, we're 2 out of 3, which is pretty huge. So I'm going to go back to it. We're going to go in AFK a little bit more, and then we're going to come back either when I get the third piece or when we actually finish the week. If I get the third piece, I'm still going to sit here in AFK because I can still get extra pieces. So that's all we're going to do. Get back to it, and we'll come back hopefully when we get the third piece. So just finished that trip where we actually picked up the brush head. I'm just going to dump in the extra material. Didn't do too bad that trip actually. We got 2 Tetra Compass pieces, which I'm actually hoping we do pick a bit more up. I'm going to have a bit of a decision because this last set of the Demonheim sort of archaeology facts are Tetra Compass pieces. So I'm debating the fact whether we actually upgrade these. This is the brush base which we got yesterday, so with 2 out of 3 pieces. in the artifacts now. These are all the artifacts I took out of my info just so like I didn't have the materials affecting this result from here. So there be... Oh, there we go. So there's one. The trinket. Where's the portable generator? Okay, so we're on a decent chunk of these now. So pretty much 60 of each, which would be a total of 15 of the Tetra compasses. So really, I could look at possibly going into the other sets if we're going to do some Tetra compass sets. I do need to go and buy some more porters as well, which is also quite tragic. I have definitely been doing my archaeology and I've definitely been eating up on these porters. I'm going to have a think now on the way there. I think we could go and do some of the other sets for a little while as well. And then at least if we do hand them in, that's 15 Tetras. So there it is, the third piece of the Sashbrush. And I need to put some background into how this has happened. I've gone to the slightly lower level spot, but I think it's 107. For the total of like 80 archaeology artifacts, and I haven't got nothing. I have literally moved back to this spot for the first invo, and I've got the third piece of the Sashbrush on the third invo. I must have spent the best part of 15 to 20 hours at the 107 spot trying to go and get the piece while trying to like get more artifacts to match the Tetras, and it just didn't happen. And the first trip I've come back, I've got the Sash's head brush, which I'm not moaning. We've finished it. We've finally finished the Sashbrush altogether. So what I'm going to do is finish off this invo, go to the resource bank, get my materials, and then go to the Grand Exchange. So I've come straight back to the bank because I wanted to basically get all the items and just make sure we've got everything needed. But here are the other pieces of the Sashbrush, which we did get pretty much about a week ago. I've pretty much been there for about a week and a half, very much on and off, AFKing away. We have just combined that into the Sashbrush there. One thing we do need to buy, or make even, is some softened fungal shafts. Now these are a brand new item into the game, which basically you use the fungal shafts from the Zygomite thing, from the Extinction Fire making, and then you use some onyx dust on it. In a minute, it doesn't seem like a genuine money maker, but I'm going to have a look into it and see like what the prices are and stuff. Maybe we'll have a little play in a little bit after this. I'm going to buy 200 there, but I need the GP. Okay, so I have no idea how this works. I'm just going to put that out there now. So I'm just going to buy it on the Grand Exchange, and maybe I'll look into a video on how to do it properly, and if it's a decent money making method, we will come back and do it again. So the fungal stuff I want to buy is a softened fungal shafts, which if we throw that offer in, that buys 3 mil. So it does buy, and there's definitely a market for it. So I need to go to Anachronia to go speak to the site guy, or site dinosaur, should I say. Yes, I need to speak to Sharagan. So if I use this item onto Sharagan now, if I go to the workbench, so I have unlocked it now, I spoke to it. I need to buy 120 felt and 10 draconic energies, which I might need to miscellaneous, and there we go. That is the Sashbrush made. So there we go. So to go over that, it's 5% increase to excavation success rate, 5% increase to matic base precision, a 10% chance for receiving additional archaeology material when excavating, 5% chance to gain extra focus, and the focus is extra stuff as well. So really, really good. And it actually looks like a cool little offhand as well. So done a really good job there. So in terms of the items which we've got and how much profit we've made from it. So if we go into our material container, we go to the bottom. So we want to withdraw all of the orphan glass, all of the gold rune, the dragon metal, and the dragon metal orgone, and maybe the compass rose are going to be the heavy carriers here. The rest of the material are a little bit mid because they're spread across so many sort of collections. Big thing as well is that the price of materials aren't as high as when I started. They have been crashing, so they have gone down. But I'm hoping if I can get something like 80 mil for the time I've spent sort of AFKing, I'll be more than happy with that as well. So 34 mil, 43, 64, 85, yeah, can't really moan there. Gives me a little bit more cash. What I'll probably go and do is, well, with this Sashbrush, is see if we can just throw it on the Grand Exchange, just so we know roughly where it is. Again, I could use a price checking website, I know, but I like to be a bit real and show you guys, look, this is how much I made from it as well. And in terms of AFKing, I'd probably say I was AFKing for the best part of 50-ish hours. 249 mil is, yeah, pretty decent as well. And what I'll do now as well is actually sell all these materials, and then possibly because I don't think I'm so far away from getting all these made into tetras anyway. If ever I'm at a point where like, yeah, I'm going to do it, I'm going to turn them into tetras and all that sort of stuff, I'll just buy it again. I just think I can do more with it with the cash in the info. So if I'm going to throw all that into the bank, all that, but it's definitely worth doing actually. Like a really good AFK, like I didn't really pay attention to this count at all. It just sort of soldiered on and just did it. And in terms of archaeology XP as well, we got 2.8 mil. I did destroy a lot of tomes because there was no point me doing them. So it'll probably be more around 4 mil XP. And again, like you could also, if you want to, rather than like get the material, again, sort of the GP, you can get the XP as well. And again, like Dragon Metal 6.1 mil is a little bit painful. That was way around 10k when people were AFKing it. And again, this is why I keep saying, like, when that update came, I said if you were going to canvas for the Sashbrush, do it for the first week or two, because that is when the money will be there. You will make the most profit then, because that's when the materials will be up in price. 6.1k for Dragon Metal, painful. I could have made like an extra third on that, but as well as AFK. But yeah, all in all, we probably made 350 mil-ish. And with the price of that Sashbrush, to be fair, I'm a little bit tempted to just go back in AFK. Like, for each price of each sort of piece for Sashbrush, you're looking roughly about 70, 75 mil. And that's just because of accounting for like all the stuff you need to make the Sashbrush as well. There's going to be a little bit of a cost to like sort of make it. But again, really worthwhile AFK if you have the archaeology, if you have the means to. It kind of also gives you an option as well, like you don't have to go and camp spear tip for so long. You don't really have to do the Bandos spot all the way up to 200 mil. You've got variety and you've got another option to make a lot of money as well. So 249 mil there for the Sashbrush. I think if I do go back to archaeology, I'll definitely be buying it, but for the time being, it's quite nice to have a little bit of a cash boost as well. So once that's sold, 330 mil, pretty good as well. So a nice little video on the main account, which is we don't do these often enough, so who knows, we might come in with a couple more little ideas, a couple little projects for the main account, but we shall see anyway. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please remember to give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.